Alrighty there, YouTube. Let's get this thing going. This is going to be another in the Step Parent series, and we're not going to roll an opening, the opening credits, anything like that. This one I'm going to entitle Christ Off. That title was given to me by someone I consider a really close brother, and I thought about making a series out of it about those rants that I want to do, but now this one fits perfectly for this one. Now, I'm going to say it like this. If you're a first-time viewer of the channel, I'm warning you right now. This is not going to be a family-friendly video. This is something that I feel I have to bring to the Step Parent series because it ties in with the last couple videos. Okay? I'm not going to do the usual stuff in the beginning about looking down below for a little channel watermark, first time subscribing. No, we're just going to get into this message. Alright? As some of you may know by watching this series, and it's the only way I can phrase this, this may, or may not, but it may be a true story. My niece was molested by her biological father, and this court case has been dragging on for about 2 years to the day now. Okay? There's a meeting this last Sunday, and I think today is the 29th of October, so go ahead and date that back on your calendar, where a bunch of people sat down. We were with my niece's lawyer, and she was able to reveal to some people everything she could without violating her oaths and violating, proceedings that are currently going on. I'm trying to think how to phrase this because my anger is still very much as powerful today as it was that day. My niece's lawyer said point blank she counted at least 7 different times she thought I was going to explode. While this stuff is going on and we're talking about how my niece is feeling and how this is going on, my potential future father-in-law looks at, my sister, who I've referred to as Satan many times, and goes, you realize biblically she is required to forgive her father. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, you arrogant piece of shit. Her father just destroyed everything about her. Your first sexual experience should not be with your parents. Period. As a father, it's your job to sit there and protect your children, help guide your children, help raise your children. I'm not talking about being a helicopter parent or one of those little ninjas in the woods that pop out and destroy damage and, go back. You have to give them tools. You have to give them abilities. You have to give them things to move forward. Her father preyed on her. Not just her older sister, and her younger sister. Now, granted, those two are like half-sisters, but they never treated each other that way. I don't care how you personally feel about pedorats. I think they all deserve to die, and he's one of them. I am disgusted to have found out in that meeting that the potential in-laws are still providing aid and support to this individual. And when they started to say, well, our Christian ethics demand, I'm like, no. Nowhere in the Quran, nowhere in the Torah, and nowhere in any version of the Bible that you can ever find is it going to say you need to forget their sins and forgive them instantly. Now, granted, and I've gone over this a lot recently, forgiveness is more for me, to release a burden from me and my anger and my hostility and my everything. But, in the Lord's Prayer, depending which way you go, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Or, they say our transgressions or anything along those lines, depending which version of the Bible you read. Okay, well, there's got to be acts of contrition by the person who did something. And I'm not seeing it. What I'm seeing, and this was even brought up in this meeting as well, well, that's great that you guys can talk to each other, and you guys will provide support to each other, and you guys are there for each other. But, and I'm not going to use her name, she doesn't have that. And instantly I was like, that's not my fault. She cut everybody out of her life who didn't support this pedo rat bastard. And the things I still can't comprehend in my brain, before he got caught and went to jail, their big game plan was, we just need to make it to tax season. We're going to get our income tax return. We're going to split it in half and go our separate freaking ways. So because he got caught and got put in jail, that mended their relationship? No. And as I've said in other videos, kids lie. That's not him. My girls lied. You don't lie about that. His acts were sick, his acts were vile, his acts were disgusting. So was hers, in defense of this guy. I gotta hear this crap about, her coworkers like to go out and drink alcohol, and they're legal, they're over 21, they can do it. Just because your spirituality doesn't want you to pound alcohol doesn't mean everybody else in this world needs to be judged for it. This act destroyed a family. Point blank. When he got out of jail, they moved him into a trailer on, the matriarch of the family's property. And her thing was, we prayed on it and God demanded us to provide shelter. Your own ego demanded that because you wanted to turn around and say, we saved him, he is healed. And yes, I'm making fun of televangelists because that's pretty much exactly how they do crap. Hold on, be right back. Okay, sorry about that. And to hear, everybody blamed us for this and everybody accused us of this for him being on the property. It's like, you can forgive. You don't let the offender come right back in your front door to possibly do it again. You just don't. Hey, that's great. You're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing this, you're doing that. Great. Be on your way. Have fun. One of my sisters married a complete piece of crap. All right. He was a loser, he was a moron, and I hated him. I hated him with a passion. Every time he had the chance to, man up and do the right thing and be this and be that, he went running to my stepmother. They're picking on me. They're doing this. But yet she protected him. And it's kind of like the same upsetting thing with this. This guy did this. He destroyed my niece forever. Destroyed her. And to hear in that meeting, biblically she's required. I told potential father-in-law, mother-in-law, and the grandma of the family, I will sever every relationship quicker than you can ever believe. My mental health is more important than me showing up so you can feel better about yourself. I haven't gone to family functions in a very long time, and I refuse to go because I don't want to be around anybody who provided aid and support and comfort to my ex-sister-in-law, because I don't even care about her at this point, and this dirtbag. And why does this tie into the step-parent series? I have to explain this to my children. Why can't we see uncle? Why can't we see aunt? And how do you tell this to your children? Even after all this time. They hear us talking. They see the anger. They see the frustration. I think I said it in one of these videos where I was asked, why doesn't Auntie come around anymore by, the brat? And I had to tell her, well, she's making horrible choices. She's doing bad things. She's making bad decisions. She's just harming everybody. And my daughter goes, well, you're supposed to try harder. And I'm like, I love you, but no. In this case, no. There's videos that have surfaced recently on that TikTok app where she's out there having fun, playing around, and she's basically putting up videos saying, my better half has gone through a lot of dick. And she puts up a little hashtag, very true about one of them. But yet, I'm supposed to have pity on her, and I'm supposed to understand, her everything. Yeah, I'm trying to keep a really even tone right now because the anger is still seething. It really, truly is. Every time I see my niece, I just want to fucking cry and go, I can't believe this happened to you. I can't. You know, there's things like I feel awkward now trying to hug her because it's like, okay, did he do this to you? Did he do that? And I'm like, may I have a hug? Is it okay if I hug you? You know, I try to be receptive of everything for her and be there for her and listen for her. But it's like, what in the hell? Are you serious? So your grandparents are telling you, I don't care about how you feel. I don't care about what happened to you. Biblically, you're required to do this. No. 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 I'm sorry, I don't believe that the good Lord above wants me to walk around as a punching bag and keep going, I'm sorry you had to hit me. I'm sorry you felt you had to hit me. I'm sorry you felt the need to break my bones. I'm sorry that I wasn't good enough that you had to beat on me. Uh-uh. Mm-mm-mm-mm. To hear that they're still in contact with him, the guy who destroyed this family. I mean, every month there was like a gathering. Okay, you would celebrate birthdays for that month. You know, there would be the great holiday gatherings. There would be everything. There used to be easily 50, 60 people going to this thing. Now maybe there's 10, 12. You know, you've got people telling me that Auntie is having all these problems, but yet she's putting up videos with a little song in the background that goes, mind your motherfucking business. Mind your motherfucking business. Or her ever popular, if you don't have my back, this is for you. Yeah, don't worry, I'm not going to monetize this video, so, you know, the YouTube censors can just take a moment off, because like I said, it's not a family-friendly video. And she's putting all this crap up and acting like she's this ultimate victim. Her goal, when he got out of jail, was they were going to live together in secret, have their bills sent to separate mailing addresses so they couldn't track they were living together. What kind of parent does that? You just destroyed my child, but yet I want you back in my bed. I want you back in my life. I have to have you. You know, what the hell? She's telling the courts, no, I ain't seen him. No, I ain't around him. No, I ain't this. And her lawyer gets to, you know, get all the public records she can and finds out they're still sleeping together and they're still seeing each other. And their huge plan is reunification, as he's telling his parole officer. But this is what I'm dealing with, and this is what I've been dealing with every day pretty much for the last 2 years. And like I've said repeatedly, in the beginning, I didn't believe the story. I just didn't. I don't believe what he went to jail for. I didn't believe the charges actually correlated with that. You know, his huge story was, well, I just had her climb in the shower so I could wash her hair. That didn't sit well with me because I'm like, well, you're in your 30s and she's 13. That's a big no-no. I'm like, you've got this mudroom. Why didn't you put her head under the frickin' faucet and scrub the crap out of her there? Why did she have to be naked in the shower with you? But it still didn't equate to attempted rape of a minor and sexual molestation and other stuff. He faced 4 charges, and 2 of them were pled down. I know. I don't even know how long this video is going. I had to get it out because I can't stand people who use religion to push their own whatever means. And, you know, every religion has its problems, and every religion is just as worse as the next one. There isn't one that's better or one that's worse or one that's less evil. I grew up Roman Catholic where everything was a sin. You know, oh, hey, I want that piece of bubble gum. Oh, greed, sin. Wow, she looks good in that, you know, bikini. Ooh, adultery, sin. Lust, sin. You know, hey, can I have a second helping of this, Mom? Ooh, gluttony, sin. You know, I was there every single day the church doors were open. I had to be there at church praying for forgiveness. Yeah, it's the Roman Catholic mixed with the Irish Catholic guilt. And, you know, like I always freaking joke, what's the difference between Jewish guilt and Irish guilt? Whiskey. Pretty much. But anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there because there's just so much longer I could go on with this. And I can't. It's got to end at some point. You know, it's got to be a point where she can have permanent guardianship and be free of this crap. Because I honestly don't believe it's in her best interest to ever go back around her mom, who she loves. You know, and hearing inside that meeting that, oh, well, if Uncle and Auntie were to get together and uncle were to molest her again, she's going to refuse to report it because she doesn't want her dad getting in trouble again and going through all this again. I can't even believe the horror that can come to this little girl for what she was living in, and then it got discovered and bam, you're gone, you're in a group home. Oh, okay, we're moving from a group home to a foster home. Oh, this foster home says get you out of here because you're disruptive, now come over here. It's like she just turned like 13, I think. I mean, the worst time ever in your life to ever have anything like this happen. But, here, I'll just go through the usual real quick, guys. I'm sorry for the heaviness of this one. I'm sorry for everything. Like I said at the beginning, this ain't a family-friendly video. This is me with this step-parent series saying I am really crissed off. I can't deal with it anymore, but I am not quitting on my niece. She needs me there for her, and that's exactly what I'm doing, is providing love and support for her. And keeping my kids safe. But anywho, I'm not going to do the whole look for videos, look for subscribe, I'm going to close it right here. Guys, if you feel you want to comment down below, go ahead. If not, look, I completely understand. No family should ever have to deal with this, and no family should ever have to go through it, period. Guys, I want to thank you all for watching this weird one, and I'll see you on the next one.